One, two, one, two, three. Thanks for joining me. This week's feature lesson, we're going to do 10 licks in the key of D. I've done so far 10 licks in the key of C, in the key of G, and now we're going to get bluegrassy here in the key of D. And as you just saw and heard, many of those licks, again, had that bluegrass attitude, that little sassiness about it. Some were a little sweeter sounding and more major pentatonic, but a lot of them had that bluegrass guitar sound. And I'm going to be using this, that little motif or theme throughout many of these licks. Again, playing in the open, kind of open D position here, you can use the lower register and it sounds nice and fat and thick, and again, mean is the kind of word I keep describing it as. So if you'd like to purchase the full-length version, you can click the link down below and it will shoot you on my site, and there it will come with PDF tabs for all 10 licks and over 35 minutes of video. And I have 3 audio backing tracks with the lead and without the lead. And I just play a D chord for an extended period of time, so you can just play those licks repetitiously over that D chord. And if you have other practice tracks, which many of you do, anything in the key of D, simple chord progressions are going to work to practice these licks over top of. And if you really like the way I teach and approach learning, there's another link down there about being a member at my site. And for a yearly or monthly fee, access this lesson and over 350 video lessons, 3 courses, and a video exchange program allows you to submit videos to me, and I submit a video critiquing you. A lot of cool features for a premier member. Give it a look if you're interested. For now, we're going to start walking through this lesson here, the first few licks in the key of D. I hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching. All right, so let's go ahead and start breaking down 10 licks in the key of D here. And pay close attention to the markings on the bottom of the staff. There are pick directions. There's lots of hammer-ons and pull-offs and slides going on. In order to execute these, you're going to want to make sure that you get the right pick directions going on. And I also have listed above there kind of like lick number 1, lick number 2, and then tells you major or minor pentatonic, kind of where I'm drawing the lick from and kind of what sound they're, again, if I'm using more of a major sound or more of a minor sound, you can get an idea of kind of how I'm conceptualizing some of the licks. So here's the first lick. And 2, 3, 4. Alright, kind of again, and a lot of these, or a little over half of these are kind of bluegrassy and kind of got that mean sound, a little, you know, sassiness to it a little bit, if you will. Okay, so right there we have, we start with on the first fret of the G string, and we hammer to the 2nd fret there, so the flatted 5 to the 5, which is kind of a bluesy note. I'm picking on a bluesy note there. And then I go to the 5, and then open G, and then 3, 4 slide. So kind of a major to a minor pentatonic thing. Open D, and then right here, 3/4 slide on the A. Ready, go. You really watch your pick direction. If it gets to be too troublesome for some of you that might be kind of beginner, advanced beginner stage, then I would take the picks, take the hammer-on, slides, all that, take that all out and just pick all the notes. Right, so again, hammer on or pull off or slide replaces a pick direction. And we do down strokes on down beats, up strokes on up beats. So we could simply just pick all these notes, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You know, we could do that and that would totally work. And once you get comfortable with that, then you can add those slides and it gives it a little bit, little attitude then. Okay. Something else I was going to say, but I'll remember it. And then, so that's the first measure. And then the next measure is just kind of like a little D run here. So I have a quarter note on the open D. And again, much like a G run or a G lick, this is kind of, again, a D run, or, you know, lesser flat G run, lesser flat D run, if you will. So open, first fret, hammer to 2, all in that low E, and then open A, second fret A, pull off, and then open D. That measure, go. Ready, go. Let's do the whole thing. And again, I'm sorry that the last measure there, the open D, the last note has a circle around it, and all that means is just a whole note. It gets 4 counts. We can do various things after we land on that open D. For the sake of the lick and just making the measures look nice, and just have a whole note written in there. But we can like strum right after. We can continue on with more licks. Kind of, I'll do some demonstrating of that. But that's what that means. Circle around it with no stem means it's a whole note. So here's the whole lick. Ready, go. I went right into strumming, right? You can go right into a D chord. Again, 2, ready, go. A little quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know, some of these licks you can play them a little faster and they sound a little meaner, right? And that's kind of the point. They're made for kind of fast bluegrass-y, you know, type leads, or most of them, not all of these. There's going to be some you know, more fiddle tune style kind of things going on in some of these licks as well, but yeah, I think you get the idea. Oh, I know the last thing I wanted to mention was that, you know, in the first measure, there's some themes in motifs, if you will, that I'm going to be doing throughout almost all of these licks, and that's the 3 to 4 slide on the D string and the 3 to 4 slide on the A string. Okay, I'm going to be doing that a lot. You know, that could be a lick in itself. I kind of like that. I should have tabbed that out. Kind of made that on the fly there, but as you see, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to incorporate that in many of these licks, and that's what gives it some of the bluegrass sound, kind of that flatted 3 to the major 3, and then landing on a 1, and then a flatted 7 to the major 7, and landing on the 1. Just gives it that means bluegrass sound, in my opinion. Okay, cool. So I want to make note of that, because you're gonna see it a lot. That's kind of pivoting, kind of like a lot of these licks on that little tiny motif there. So, all right, lick number 2. Let's move forward here. Again, kind of a major and minor pentatonic thing. Sounds like this. Ready, go. Okay, so still kind of getting a little D run in there. quicker. And it's great about this key of D stuff is you can play a lot of the licks in this lower register here, and it sounds really cool and thick and fat and mean. So that's one really fun and cool thing about playing in the key of D and get some of these bluegrass licks. It's just that fat sound in the low registers. So 0, 3 hammer on the A is the first two notes there. Then open D, and then back to the 0, 3 hammer on the A. Open D again, and then 3, 4 slide on the D string. Ready, go, and ready, go. And that's any of these licks too can be broken down into one measure as well. Many of these are two measures, as you see, but they can just be, you could just sit around, make it one measure loop, okay? And that would be good practice. With the next measure, open D, 3rd fret A, open A, 1, 2 hammer on the low string, open A, then 2, 0 pull on the A, open D at the end. Down, up, down, up, up, down, down. Okay, again, really watching that pick direction. Both of those lick number 2 in its entirety. Ready, go. You can kind of end them all on a D chord. I play open D and then on a strum on a D. I know it's not written, but you think about it as that. You can. These are D licks, right? So land on that D chord, kind of complete the phrase. Almost all of them land on a D note. I think I'm looking at it. Yeah, they all do. So. One, 2, ready, go. Ready, go. That's a good way to practice, is just strum a D chord and then kind of come back in on the lick. Strum a measure, do the lick, strum a measure, do the lick. And as if you've seen some of my other ones, 10 licks for the key of C and the key of G, I demonstrate that. If you're new to this one, I do a lot of the same things for those lessons as well. As you just play those licks over and over, strum a chord, keep a steady beat, and just get those licks going in a circle where you can just do it on autopilot. So sometimes I slide from 1 to 2 on the low E, and sometimes I hammer. Okay, they are similar but different. And either one will totally work. But if you catch me kind of doing that, I'm doing that, and either one will work. Alright, let's move on here. Lick number 3 says major pentatonic. So we're going to step away from kind of the mean sound and get into more of that major pentatonic and a little bit just major sound to kind of a fiddle tune atmosphere. This is what it sounds like. Ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, so that lick number 3 starts out 0, 2 hammer on the low E, and then 0, 2 hammer on the low A. And then open D, 2nd fret D, 4th fret D, and then back to the 2nd fret D. And we're all going to pull off to open D there. And see if you can work on land and pull off and make that downbeat. You pull off to the downbeat there, that open D. Oops. A little little jagged there. Ready, go. Okay. And then after you pull off on the open D, and then the 2nd fret, go back to 2nd fret A, and then 0-2 hammer on the D, open D again, and 4th fret here, and then 2-4 hammer on the A, then open D. Again, that's more of kind of a major pentatonic, or just straight up major as well. Kind of bouncing around back and forth. You know, a lot of back and forth there. Kind of get you know, several ways you could kind of go about it, but and then we pull off back to that 2nd fret A, open D, hammer 2, open D, 4th fret, 2-4 hammer, open D. With the previous 2 licks and some of these to come, I'm kind of searching for that again, mean, sassy sound. With this one, I'm kind of searching for a little bit lighter touch, a little bit happier vibe, right? I think light and you know, I don't want to say soft because we still want to play with confidence and whatnot, but it just has a different sound about it, right? It doesn't have that mean bluegrassy sound, or I shouldn't even say bluegrassy, but just not as mean, just a little bit lighter. Okay, so that's lick number 3. Lick number 4, we're going to kind of stay with that major pentatonic sound. 2, 3.